Saturday afternoon, little Saturday afternoon special. Today is a very big one, folks. As you all know, your New Jersey Devils are looking for the so elusive 4 consecutive victories. It hasn't happened for the New Jersey Devils in 26 calendar months, 2 years and 2 months. Sadly, was the last time this New Jersey Devils club was able to win 4 consecutive games. They get another crack at it in a couple hours in Pittsburgh against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button. Smash the like. Share with a friend. Thank you very much. And this one is huge, guys. How many times have we been here where we had 3 in a row and we're like, we need the fourth, only for them to fall short in that attempt for number 4? Hopefully today's the day. We could only hope. This team is playing a new brand of playoff hockey, heading into the playoffs, looking to hang on to that number 3 spot, potentially catch the Canes. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know if the Canes start sliding. But we need this. We've had too many chances, have fallen short many times to get 4 after winning 3 in a row, and this one's a big one. In Pittsburgh on ABC, ESPN, national game. I do hate them, honestly. I do like when we're on MSG. I do like Dano and Sal in our normal routine. I don't like, changes to the routine, but it is what it is. Nationally televised game today. Couple lineup changes. Eric Hall coming out. Sprong back in there. So we have Timo, Nico, Nason on the first line, and then Palat, Mercer, Tatar, line 2. Sprong, Glass, Bratt, line 3, and then Cotter, Lazar, Bastian on the fourth line. Same D pairings, and I would believe Markstrom in net, but I don't know. It seemed like Markstrom was going to start the last game based on whatever Amanda Stein put out prior to, and then it was, I realized once I was in the arena when Allen was taking all the drills that it was going to be Allen. But we'll see who starts in net. I'm thinking it'll be Markey, but I wouldn't be stunned if it was Jake Allen, who's played very solid on the season. Allen has been very solid on the season, but it's time for this team to now keep the train going, finally win that 4th in a row. Let's see. Did anyone have an early game yet? Looks like the only game underway in the out-of-town scoreboard is Vegas-Buffalo. Yeah, a lot of 7 p.m. games tonight. Philly and Carolina. Rangers, Blue Jackets. Washington, Sharks. Yeah, jesperbratt, three assists away from tying Scott Stevens' franchise single-season assist record. That's interesting. He'll definitely break that. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, guys, monster game for the playoffs, for the team morale. Looks like a new brand of hockey, and I am super pumped. Hopefully they come out on fire and just put a smackdown on the Penguins. Would love to see a beatdown, one of those games where we just cruise to victory and it's never in question. But obviously that is, easier said than done. Any team in the NHL capable of winning on any day. The parity in the league is tremendous. And obviously the Pens have, 2 all-time legends on the roster in Crosby and Geno Malkin. So they're never going to roll over and die. But it is crazy how bad they are this year. I didn't think they were going to be that bad. I mean, I thought they would struggle, but let's go Devils 95-2. We better not make Jari look like Prime Marty today. I hope not. It's something we have seen, time and time again this year. Average goaltenders made to look like the second coming of all-time greats. And hopefully that is not the case today, and we just start burying goals early. Would love to get on the board early and often and just demoralize the Penguins and get them out of it early for the so elusive 4th in a row. It's just so crazy how it always seems to. Traveling Devil says good vibes. Reset the counter today. Yeah. Oh, the reset worked for did wonders for Paul Cotter. That reset. QQ, Siffle, what the hell is this? Siffle and Ollie the Siffle and Ollie Show Rock. No idea what that means. No game is an easy win right now. No, that's always been the case, right, Law? Teams in the league are good. Everybody has good players. No one's just dying. And it's a battle. The Penguins season's pretty much done. They're never making the playoffs, and so now they're just, playing for pride and whatever else. And that is, man, it is unfortunate for teams that are so far gone. That are so far out of it early on. I mean, they've been in pretty bad trouble for the whole season, pretty much. But I guess better luck next year, Penguins. We need our 4 in a row. Steve says 4 in a row, baby. Bring it. I want to see it, guys. I need it. I need it badly. We've had multiple cracks at it and come up short. Time to finally get it done. And we've been doing pretty well against the Penguins. You got to like our odds here. But I'm hoping we get it, and I hope it's decisive. I just want to coast to a victory. The nail biters, it's not good for the cardiac condition. I just want a coast victory. But if it has to be a cardiac event, I'll take it. A win is a win. I'll take it any way it comes. But I would like an easy one. RJ Ace, my mental health needs a 4-win streak. Yeah, I think a lot of us have been waiting for it all too long. And now it's become a thing. And maybe there's something to the power of the cookie. The Mrs. Fields cookie has rallied this team and hopefully leads them on an extended winning streak. I just want to see the 4, obviously. But if it could go beyond that, great. I just want to see consistent efforts on a game-by-game basis, consistent winning, stacking up points, and for us to hang on to this playoff spot and go into the playoffs looking like a team that nobody's going to want to play. When you could finish strong, that's the biggest thing. If you could finish the season strong, Devils 15 games left. Finish the season strong and playing well and get hot in the playoffs. Yeah, we're 6 points behind Carolina now. And they have a game in hand. So, yeah, it would really take like an epic meltdown for them to be caught. But Carson says, speaking of Canes, let's go Canes. Boo. Devil Heaven 77. Hello, Devils fans. What's up? What's going on to you? Let's keep this Devils train ripping. Absolutely. RJ, I don't know. I feel like Halla should play over Grandpa Palat. I think it's a tough one. I would say, I could see the argument. It seems like Keefe is going to kind of alternate guys coming out of the lineup for whatever reason and just kind of keep everybody sharp. When there's multiple options and guys could be sat and another one plugged in, I think it's a good thing to kind of have that. Keep everyone pushing. I'm sure Hall is not happy about it, but there was a quote. I guess I'll read the quote here. Keefe said, "It's on me to communicate well, manage the people on an individual basis. The team dynamics are really important, and our team cohesion is paramount right now to take some of the top-end talent out. You've got to lean much more on each other, and that's what we've been doing." So, yeah, I mean, Halla is going to be one of those guys that might be in and out as Sprong, and then maybe we'll see some others down the stretch of the season. We may have seen the last of Dowling. I don't know if he's going to try to work him back in at any point. But Nemitz will be in there again after getting the game-winning goal last game. Despite only playing 10 minutes, it looks like Nemitz is going to be back out there. Yeah, I want to see Timo just start dominating What's going on, DJ? Devil having 3 straight, looking good. We're playing for each other again. Well, listen, they're playing a new brand of hockey. Love to see it. Old school New Jersey Devils hockey is back. And you'd love to see it. It might catapult us to our 4 in a row finally. Who would have seen that coming, right? The lineup decimated with injuries, and that's when we win 4 in a row. I can't say that I saw it coming, but I will take it with a smile. Jay Snow, what's going on? This game is really big, especially since Columbus plays the Rangers today, and then we play them next. Yeah, that should be another kind of warfare, I'd imagine, between the Jackets and Rangers. My God, they both have 70. Is this? I have a million tabs open. Let me make sure this is refreshed. Yeah, they both have 70 points. The Blue Jackets with a game in hand. Wow, yeah, the wild card is coming down to the brutal end. Yeah, Detroit's right there. Boston. You can't even rule the Islanders out because they've played they had 65 games. They have that one extra game, but it's not looking good for the Islanders. They're going to need to get hot too. But wow. What an interesting wild card race, and we cannot fall into that. 15 games left. Got to hold on to that number 3 spot. Senators looking to put a firm grip on that number 1 wild card. And honestly, I mean, they're only 4 points back from the Lightning. That could happen. I mean, that's 2 games. Man, anything could happen, but it's looking like they're going to be. It might be Dawes. I don't know what you're talking about. Dawes is not even an option at the moment. Lawrence, you have enough money to watch a 4-game win streak? I don't know what that means. Jay Snow, at this point, I wouldn't mind seeing Allen. I think Markey's still trying to find his way back from injury. It's possible. But how is he gonna find his way back without playing? I'm hoping it's Markey. I want to see him get back in the groove, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's Allen either. I mean, Allen had a great game the other night. But I am expecting Markey. Devil Heaven Ace, how's it going, brother? It's going. I'm just fired up, waiting for this game to start, and hopefully watch my New Jersey Devils win 4 in a row for the first time since 2023. Unbelievable. Jay Snow, I'm convinced if we can't get the 4-gamer today, I don't think I'll ever see one. It's been over 2 years. Yeah, 26 months. Devil Heaven, cold rolling rocks for the game today. The green grenades. Very nice. Very nice. Ritter Engine, I hope Keith plays Sprong. I don't think it was a good idea sitting him down so quick, so I guess you got here a couple minutes late. Sprong back in the lineup. Halla is out. Sprong will be on a line with Glass and Bratt. Leo, I'm personally looking for them to get back to that shutdown defense as soon as possible. Defense is good right now, but earlier in the season, it was great. It's very true. Obviously, the personnel a little bit different, being, without Siegenthaler and Dougie Hamilton right now is a very big difference. But hopefully between the defense and the goaltending, they only give up a couple goals a game and give our forwards a chance to win the game with 3 on a nightly basis. I mean, that's all you could ask for. If you could hold the opposition to 2 goals against regularly, only requiring 3 to win, that's a pretty good recipe for success, especially when our offense was kind of thriving, which also seems like forever ago. But we've had a couple outbursts here for, 4+ goals, but need to see it way more often. Lawrence, Zelda Zovalchuk is charging by the Electron. Zelda Kovalchuk. What is Zelda Kovalchuk? Ritter Engine Mac also needs reps. He can easily scratch Bastion. It doesn't seem like McDermott is ever getting back in, unfortunately. I think McDermott is pretty much done for whatever reason. I'd love to see it, but Jay Snow, Penguins have won 3 in a row. Someone's leaving on a 4-game heater. The Penguins won their last 3? Let's take a look. Yep. Yep, they've won 3 in a row. They beat the Wild on last Sunday, 3-1. Tuesday they beat the Golden Knights 3-2 in overtime, and then they beat the Blues 5-3. Yeah, someone will leave on a 4-game win streak. It's an interesting one. DJ, and so it was written, "Oh, foul, foul, the wrath of Cody Glass shall be unleashed upon a flightless bird, for he of crystal shall not be imprisoned to your wicked nest of Dubis." Book of Her Lady Fields. Okay. Mike, I like that the Penguins have kept their core after all these years. I like seeing Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. Yeah, I mean, the Penguins had an amazing core for years and would constantly retool along the way, and it resulted in them winning Stanley Cups. Whatever they felt they needed to bring in from the outside, they would. They never really went through a lengthy kind of blow it up situation because you've had Malkin and Crosby there for all those years. I want to see something actually now that you guys are talking about this. Yeah, I remember when they would just go out and get guys like Gonchar, Sikora, Billy Guerin. It was crazy how they just kept finding ways to be just retweak the roster and try to run for another cup. Yeah, it's been pretty brutal as of late, but they had a historic run. It's also crazy to think that in a 20-year NHL career, it's just because the Devils sucked for so long, which is unfortunate. But it is mind-boggling to think in 20-year illustrious careers for both Crosby and Ovechkin, the Devils haven't had a playoff series against either one. It is unbelievable because of how bad the Devils have been. It's crazy. How have we not had a single playoff series against either one of those guys? What a shame. I would have loved to see one of them in the playoffs. It's pretty wild to think about. Someone's getting a 4-game win streak. Be greedy. Oh, hopefully they are. Jason, all the games the Penguins have been tight this year, so I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, but this is a new look, New Jersey Devils club. We're playing a new style, baby. Hopefully they find a way to just get the job done. Hey Ace, do you have a stadium jersey you want to sell me? Are you talking about a stadium series jersey? Or the black jersey? Either way, I don't have either one of those for sale. Hi, kudos. Yeah. The only lineup change is Haula is out and Sprong is in. Andy MC says thankful for a Haula reset, much needed. Oh, we win cap, says Isaiah Meadowlander. Shout out to any fan club members watching. They bust out for the game today. Oof, that's quite a hike, right? It's like 6 hours or something from New Jersey, or maybe even more. I looked into it a while back. That's a flight, I think. A bus ride to Pittsburgh. Let's see. It's the PPG Paints Arena. 5.5. I mean, it's not terrible. It's a little, 5.5. Devil Heaven, I loaded up on the stadium hoodies. Would love a jersey. You could find them online if you go look. The Palisade View, Carolina's on fire right now. We're probably not catching them. Yeah, I don't think so either, but would be nice. I'm totally fine not seeing Dowling the rest of the way. I don't think we will, but He is responsible. No worries rotating him back in. Yeah, maybe just get him a game or two just to keep him sharp in case of injury. We know the injury bug has been here for a couple of years. Hopefully that changes, but there's really no guarantee that the guys we see today are the guys that are going to be on the playoffs. Hopefully, assuming we make the playoffs, because we still have 15 games to go through injuries. Jay Snow says we really can't afford any slip-ups from Nemitz. I agree, but he's not going to play a lot of ice time. I don't think. He played just under 10 minutes last game. I'm sure he'll probably be around that today. Isaiah Nemitz is a hot jersey. Okay. Timo time in March. For Devil, what's going on? Heavier, edgier, more violent. Let's get 4 wins for legend number 4 Stevens. Physical game early and often. I hope we come out smashing. We weren't credited with a ton of hits last game. It did feel like it was a slightly chippy game at points, but the hit counter was pretty low across the board. Jay Snow, we really need these 2 points. If not, it puts a ton of pressure on this team Monday, for sure. But hopefully, we just keep rolling. Winning today and beating the Blue Jackets would be phenomenal. I would say then I would be almost. I'll never be super confident until it's official, but winning today and beating the Blue Jackets head to head again, I would feel comfortable with saying they're not catching us for the third in the Metro. But we still got a ways to go. 15 more games, got to make the most of them. Isaiah, college 2K is off the chain. Go Hawks. I have no idea what that means. Mike, it's one of the most arrogant organizations in the league, and they'll whine about something else, won't they? Starting with their 2 something stars. I'm lost today. The chat has got me very confused. Paulie Walnuts, hopefully that game-winning goal for Nemitz boosts his confidence and turns his season around. Yeah, that would be something to see, right? It's he looked pretty solid last year. And this year, because of the whole AHL situation and whatever else, it seems like it has affected him mentally, and it seems like it has affected his performance. In a lot of those games, he did look rather lost and that he didn't belong. I do think that he will eventually be a very good defenseman. I've talked about this time and time again, and hopefully with more games, he looks more like his old self. I am very curious if this last couple, or I guess the last couple games and then into the future, if that is going to be an audition for Nemitz to possibly be on the playoff roster if they make the playoffs again. When I say playoffs, I'm hopeful we make it. The odds makers, data scientists, people have our odds at like 95 or 93% as of right now. It doesn't seem that, much of a percentage, in my opinion. But if they're saying that's what it is, so be it. But I am very curious. Will Nemitz be a playoff player, everyday playoff player in the event we make it? It's a very interesting situation. He has some time to look like the Nemitz of old or better. Devil Heaven, beautiful day in upstate New York afternoon. Devs, steaks on the grill, cold rocks, here we go. It's kind of shitty in New Jersey. It's very gray and it's kind of cold. I hate the winter and I can't wait till it's like fully gone. I despise the winter, actually. I'm a summer guy. I like the warm weather. Jay Snow, I think Halla playing on the wing. I think his days as a center are over. It could be. It could be. The bottom 6 just needs a resurgence of any kind. I mean, we've all been dying for production. It looks like Glass could be a guy that sticks around. I do think he will be re-signed in the offseason. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to be here where he's getting more of an opportunity. And we'll see how the centers and wingers in the bottom 6 play out. We definitely need some help. Would be nice for them to kind of wake up down the stretch here. And contribute, because we're going to need contributions from everybody, especially in the playoffs. Jason, Penguins playing good hockey right now. Devil Heaven, Penn's winning streak ends today. Jason, I really hope so. The Devils have screwed me too many times at 3 games. It's happened a bunch. We've had a bunch of 3-game win streaks, but never the 4. For whatever reason, they could do 3. When it gets to that 4, they're like, nah, we're good. We'll keep it at 3. Michael Shane, keep an eye out for Timo today. I have a feeling he's having a big game. I'm making baked potato soup, barbecue chicken, and breakfast empanadas this lovely afternoon. Very nice. What a trio. Baked potato soup, barbecue chicken, and breakfast empanadas. I like that. Lenny S., it is a 3 o'clock game. Timo got to start heating up. He didn't do much last game. I mean, in terms of production, you know, I want him to start piling up the points for all the idiots that are going to start attacking him soon. So I'm just hoping the points start coming. Paulie, we are more than overdue for a 4-game win streak. Let today finally be the day it happens. I really hope so. I really hope so. Rob, what's going on? Good Saturday afternoon. You beautiful Devils fans, what a great day for a game. The 3 o'clock games are interesting. Very interesting. Double Heaven 77, late 90s were the last good game rivals with the Pens. Oh, man. With Alexei Morozov and Yager and Kasperitis. We had some interesting matchups with them over the years. For sure. Alex, playoffs are bust. Ace 4 straight, no fool's gold. We need this. Playoffs are bust for sure. I mean, absolutely playoffs are bust. Anything less is unacceptable. High kudos. Penguins legend Cody Glass about to have a revenge tour game. Book it. Would love to see it. Would love to see it. We've been victimized by former Devils for a while. Would love to see Cody Glass victimize his former team for sure. Tell Heaven, hey Ace, have you done the Fire and Ice Lounge tickets at Prue? I have. It's not called that anymore. There's something else. But I have been in there plenty of times and very good. Anytime you have seats near center ice or the blue line and food is included, that is a great evening, in my opinion. Alex, Ace opinion, looking at blue Thrashers Coho Covey jersey or white Reebok Covey Thrashers. Blue, the baby blue has like you're talking about the baby blue has like the bird on it, or a white Reebok. Let me see. Is the white the one with the other logo? Are they both like the same level, Alex? Like I always pick, is one like an authentic and one not? That would be the differentiator for me. But wow, the blue versus the white, it's a tough call. That one I could go either way on, honestly. Gavin, who are your favorite non-Devils players that are active? Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk's definitely my favorite, and then I'm a big. I like Crosby, Ovechkin, longtime legends, McDavid. But my number one is probably Brady. Devil Heaven, like to see Sheamus back in. It seems like, again, I could be wrong. It seems like for whatever reason at the moment, Sheamus Casey is definitely behind Nemitz in terms of defensive depth. For whatever reason, Nemitz has seemed to leapfrog him, and he's getting looks. We might not see Casey anymore for the season. It just might be Nemitz and Cholowski rotated in and out, assuming there's no injuries, obviously, and hopefully there is no more injuries. The injuries have been insane. Siegenthaler and Dougie, 2 big pieces of the blue line went down, and then we had to do patchwork scramble. Dumoulin brought in Cholowski. Nemitz kind of bounced in and out of the lineup. I do think Nemitz, assuming he continues to look pretty decent, I think he's going to be in the playoffs if we make it. I do think Nemitz will be a playoff guy. Casey, training camp. Got to show what he's got in training camp, but I don't think it's going to happen before then. Matt, why doesn't Curtis McDermott play? It's a great question. I don't think Keefe really likes him, or not doesn't like him as an individual, but I think he prefers the more skilled guys. Even though a lot of our bottom six has not been producing, I do like the physical element that McDermott brings. The Devils as a team haven't really fought and been engaged in that way in most games in quite a while. We went over 2 months without a fight. That December 23rd Ranger game all the way till that, I don't know the date offhand. Let me see. That Utah game, which was like a week and a half ago, we went without a fighting major. March 1st, yeah. Talking about 9 weeks, 2 months and a week without a fight. I don't think Keefe likes it for whatever reason. And, we may have seen the last of McDermott on the season as well. Jay Snow says, I really think it's time to move off Dougie in the offseason. It's going to be tough if he doesn't play a game, and it doesn't seem like he is. Based on what Fitz had said, it seems like he's done for the season and the playoffs if the Devils make it. Discouraging stuff, and I do think that'll make it harder to move him prior to some point next season. So maybe we go into next season with him, and then at some point mid-season potentially trade him to free up a spot on the blue line and cap space. But coming off the injury, I don't see teams being giddy to trade for him, while he's injured, unfortunately. But I like Dougie. Listen, I get why everyone's talking about trading him. I think people will realize how valuable he was to the team when he's gone. But like I said, I understand why everyone talks about it. $9 million and a spot for a younger, cheaper defenseman. It all makes sense. Tommy, the Tkachuks for me, I'd guess the same for Ace. Yeah, I love the Tkachuks. Animals. Complete animals. Shane, is it Ace, is it really far-fetched for us to believe that Glass can be a solid addition to our future? No. I mean, listen, he could be a solid bottom six guy, Shane. But the reality is that doesn't mean that Fitz had a good deadline. Two things can be true at once. Glass can be a good bottom six contributor for this team, but Fitz did fail at the deadline. That just because he brought in a bottom six contributor or a potential bottom six contributor, that doesn't mean he didn't fail. If that's the kind of what you're talking about with where the statement's going. I never bashed Glass. If he brought in like O'Reilly or McCann or a more impact forward and Glass was another transaction, I would have said very good deadline. But when Cody Glass is your headline acquisition on a deadline day, it's a fail. Meadowlander says Mike Hay is quoting Tortorella from his Ranger days. Palisade View, Glass has impressed me. He could easily be our 3 or 4C going forward. I think he will be one or the other next season, depending on how the roster shakes out. But I fully expect him to be 3 or 4C next season. Ninja, if you could live somewhere with no winter, where would you live? I'm not sure. Probably another country. I don't know a lot about all these places, but I'm sure I would look for places that are nice pretty much all year long and then live there. But unfortunately, I feel I'm stuck in New Jersey. My whole family's here. I've lived here my whole life. I'm not going anywhere really. It's just, fun to talk about fantasizing about nice weather and such. But I'm trapped in New Jersey pretty much. Where am I going? The New Jersey Devils are there. That would be weird, actually. That would be one of the weirdest things, obviously, aside from moving away from family and friends and stuff, to not be able to just go to Devils games like on a whim, or as many of them, and it would have to be like a planned thing. It's kind of strange. I'm thinking a nice 3-year deal for Glass. It's very possible. Is Reggett starting for Pitt or Barrasso? That's pretty funny. Paulie Walnuts, Ace, I've been to the BMW lounge a bunch of times. I haven't tried any of their lounges. Which lounge is your favorite? Probably BMW or the Pier Club. I like the Pure Club because it's way less people. I don't like people. I don't like crowds. I don't like congestion. I like to be able to move around without a lot of interference. So probably BMW Pure Club. Jay Snow, Casey's young. He needs an offseason to put on some size and continue working his defensive game. I mean, that's kind of the knock on him, right? Like, is his size, and I get it. We've had small players who were impact players in the past, including defensemen. You know, Brian Rafalski wasn't huge. I do think there is a level of, I don't know what the term would be, I guess, concern or, but they knew that when they drafted him. So to not play him because he's tiny or on the smaller side, I don't think is fair. But I do think he will eventually learn how to play a little bit bigger than he is, and hopefully Keefe will have more confidence in him. But he doesn't have a lot of confidence in young kids in general. Whether it was Nemitz or Casey playing, they didn't play a ton of minutes. Both of them. They were kind of shielded. Both Keefe and Fitz really prefer veterans. It's been quite obvious for a while. Devil Heaven, Big Mac is responsible, not just a good. Now we finally have options with, I don't know what this is. There. Dougie gets hurt a lot, but I think someone will take him. We need to do it during the summer. Otherwise, we don't have a lot of cap. I can't see anyone trading him for the dumber. Anyone trading for him in the summer without seeing him play again, coming off an injury. And if someone is, it's not going to be, you're going to get the trade would not be a good one if you're trading him fresh off an injury. I think he signed up for another 3 years after this, I think. Yeah, he's got 3 more years after this at $9 million. 25, 26, 26, 27, and 27, 28. And then he'll be a free agent. 3 years after this one. Collect records. I agree with whoever said it. Feeling like this is a big game for our boy Timo. He's been dialing it up, and this is where he puts everyone on notice that that it's March of Meier again. Man, I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. You guys all know I love Timo. We need production from everybody down the stretch here, but without Jack, would be very opportune now for Timo to just continue and go on a complete tear. Would love to see it. He's already got a couple goals in the month, or a few goals, I should say. 2 of them game winners. I would love to see Timo explode in Pittsburgh today. Would absolutely love to see it. Devil Heaven, thinking Fitzy did what he could at the deadline. A lot of players we were after stayed and signed. There's no excuse. I'm not getting into this again, but there's absolutely no excuse. Those players that did leave that we should have been in on. I look at Prue prices compared to Excel Center and get jealous. Why are Wild tickets expensive? Devil Heaven, I love the 4 seasons. Lived down south, hated it, too hot also. Oh, no. I would be just fine without the seasons, my man. I would love to have nothing more than a hoodie collection that I barely wore and to burn all my winter jackets. Never see snow in person again. I would be happy. Yeah, home is where the heart is. Yeah, with people maybe, but the weather, I hate it. I am not one of these people that's like, oh, don't you love the snow and to wear coats? No, I do not. I would love to live in shorts and a t-shirt, quite frankly. No need to rush Sheamus. I don't think they are rushing him, but, he wants to play in the league too. I think he's shown that he's capable of playing in this league, whether it was the couple games he played recently or his kind of storybook start with the hot start before Luke and Pesci came back. Jeff, 85 degrees in Casey's hometown today, getting up to 88. Yeah, I'm jealous. I think it's in the 40s here. Jay Snow, we have to move off someone this summer if we want real improvements. For sure. I don't know, whether you mean Dougie or Palat or someone else with a high contract, but I do think with the contracts coming off the books, there is an opportunity to improve this team overall. We're going to see what they do. Luke's contract is going to take a lot of the cap. Jason says Fitz has to have a good summer. Devil Heaven, Timp does a lot. Oh, Timo, I guess. Timo does a lot out there. Little details. Like to see more hitting from him. He's a horse. Yeah, we've been fighting off the Timo Doomers for quite a while on the channel. People, just want to see 80, 90 points from him because of his contract. And I get it. Like I've said time and time again, I would like to see him produce more than he has as well. But taking everything into consideration, you have to realize he has been playing his off wing, and he hasn't been on power play 1. And so for people to expect that to not impact the stats is just delusional. And it's not an excuse. It's just reality. If the guy is not getting power play 1 time, you have to realize that he's not going to be getting the amount of points that these people are all looking for. Now he's getting it because of injury, but all season long he wasn't. He was getting mop-up power play 2 time. Very different. Very, very different. Amagi, Pure Club with the center seating with the tray tables is probably my favorite because of the luxury and accessibility. You feel like a true VIP and don't have to deal with M Lounge congestion. Yeah, it's very sparse. I don't like all the people personally. The less people, the better. And that's probably why I would say Pure Club is Pure Club might be my new favorite. Although I do like being a little bit closer. The view is great. But I do prefer, the closer, lower level seats, if I'm being honest. Jason, we have to add a top 6 winger and rebuild the bottom 6. I think that'll all be able to happen, even without a major move. But obviously, a major move to free up money makes it easier. That's a given. But we'll see. I think the injury, a lot of people, like I said, were counting on trading Dougie. I don't think that's going to be that easy at that juncture because of the uncertainty. What if he comes back and it's just a lot. The injuries have really screwed us in more ways than one. Paulie, thanks for the advice. I do like the BMW lounge because you have the tunnel right there where the players come in and out of. Tuesday, Breland and Marty were there. Yeah, they're pretty much there all the time. Lawrence, I don't know what the hell Lawrence is talking about. Isaiah beat the Jackets off Pitt. Devil Heaven, Seamus has that natural ability and hockey sense like Hughes boys. Head up, just great passing, great vision, great shot, great toe drag. I'm a Seamus Casey guy. I think he has the most offensive upside and skill of any forward, any defenseman rather in the organization, not named Luke Hughes. And that is why I personally said from months ago that while I would in an ideal world like to keep both Nemitz and Casey, the reality is with the forward help that we need and the other defenseman kind of clogging up the blue line, if one were to get traded, I did prefer to keep Casey and trade Nemitz because I do think that Casey's offensive upside is just much, much bigger. But with that being said, I've said all along, I do think Nemitz is going to be a very good, well-rounded defenseman, possibly a more well-rounded defenseman than Casey. I just do like to have a defenseman with the wheels that really gets involved, like a Brian Rafalski from back in the day or a Luke Hughes or whatever offensive defenseman you want to, throw into the mix. Alex, you would hate to live in Montreal. It is way colder than the New York metropolitan area. I've been to Montreal a bunch of times in the winter, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It's definitely not fun. I've been there in the winter a bunch of times, actually. Well, not a bunch. I think at least 3 or 4 times in winters. and froze. Meadowlander, how is Ryan Graves doing over there? What kind of numbers is he getting? I haven't really kept tabs on him, but let's see. "47 games played, a goal and an assist for 2 points, and a minus 15. 25 penalty minutes, averaging 15 minutes on ice." I could have sworn I heard Penguins fans complaining about him in some capacity. But yeah, I mean the Penguins are terrible, so it's really hard when you look at a plus minus like that. You're like, for me, it's hard to really interpret it beyond just the whole team's bad, so it's hard to say. Devil Heaven, I'm not worried about Casey's size. I'm not really too worried about it either. Mike K, maybe we should get Marner. Absolutely not. Marner is going to want a fortune, and he's another child. I talk about the difference between boys and men. He's another boy. No thank you, especially at the money. Fitz needs to go out and bring in some men. Meadowlander, Montreal is below 0 in January. Ooh. Jay Snow, even Tatar, Bastion, Lazar, Allen doesn't really equal much money. No, it's true. But, how much are you looking to free up? I also wouldn't be surprised if Allen comes back. I'm hoping he would sign a super team-friendly low deal. But if he I do think the Devils will try to bring him back. If he's all about the money, I think another team will offer him more money. I will say, if we bring him back for like $3 or $4 million, I think I'll be furious because that money could be spent better elsewhere, in my opinion. I would run it back with Markstrom and Dawes, but Fitzy likes his vets, so I do think Dawes could be in the Allen could be in the mix for next year. Jay Snow, I'd never sign Marner too soft. No way. Completely agree. I have no interest in him at that price, and the style of game he brings is not what the Devils need. Devils Heaven, absolutely. Timo is a gamer, playoffs, etc. Mike, Bobby Holik on Cam and Strick was one of the best hockey interviews. I saw it a while ago, I believe. I think I watched like all the Devils ones. I can't remember specifics, but yeah, check out Cam and Strick. Former New Jersey Devil Cam Jansen and Andy Strickland do a great show. They get tons of great guests. Check them out. Cam and Strick podcast. Look it up. Jay Snow, also no way I'm paying Marner's price tag. Same here. Hi, kudos. Good riddance to Graves. Look like he hasn't done much for the Pens based on stats. Maybe the least physical D presence ever when he played for us. I don't know about least physical. We've had some pretty, non-physically imposing defensemen over the years. Devil Heaven 77 Ace, are those clubs private membership? No, they're just, you could get, it's private access within the game, but they're not like memberships per se. What is Lawrence Lyons? What are you talking about? You're writing random things in the chat. I'm so confused. Mike, hey, Paul Martin was a good Devil. We will go to Pens. Devil Heaven Rafalski is a good comparison to Sheamus. Brendan plays. I was there for that awful snowstorm in Four Nations. Usually don't get that kind of snow in Vancouver, so it sucked. Mike, hey, favorite visiting rink you visited? I'd go with Nashville. It was awesome. I've been to Nashville. I've been to Nashville. I've been to a bunch. I guess, are you talking about just the arena, or are you talking about like the overall city? Because that makes a difference. Is it just the arena or the overall experience? Because that matters. I did like Nashville, though. I enjoyed Vegas a lot. Graves sucks in Pittsburgh. Jay Snow, we're projected to have 15 mil next year. If Luke gets 8, we only have 7 for a top 6 guy and a revamp bottom 6. Going to be tough with cap going up. Player salaries also going to go up. It'd be nice if we could find one guy from Utica. It is kind of shocking to me that, this whole season we saw a few guys called up for a game or two here and there, and then that's all that it ever was. And no one had like an extended audition. And it all just kind of, Legary, Hallinan, Nolan Foote. These guys played one game each, a game or two, Bowers, and nobody got an extended look. And none of them are going to pan out to be NHL players for us in the future. It's a little discouraging in my opinion. But it is what it is. If we have to go out in free agency and find guys, then so be it. Jem Card, what's going on? Ace, hope you're having a good day, my friend. Let's go Devils. Yeah, let's go Devils. We need this 4 in a row so badly. Oh, so badly. They need the 4 in a row. And wow. It's been so long since this happened. So long since it's happened. Want to see Timo go off. Hopefully, if Markey's in there, he stands on his head. It does look like he has been maybe, I'm not going to say struggling, but kind of slow to get back to his dominant form since that injury, out for 5 weeks. I mean, dude, we can't get luck. We just can't catch a break with injuries for whatever reason. Cursed. Absolutely cursed with injuries. We need this 4 in a row, though. Devil heaven, no huge contracts when we have to try to get out if them buy out. Or just don't sign guys to desperation contracts. The plot seemed like a reach always. David Chimes posting here to pump everyone up. Let's finally get that 4-game win streak. Fitz liquoring and booze facing up Cody Glass to smash former teammate Crosby off the opening faceoff. Let's go Devils. The Caminator. Jay Snow, Gomer's probably the best Devils interview. He's definitely one of them for sure. For sure. Gem Card. Of course, when we need 4 wins in a row, Pittsburgh is also on a 3-game winning streak. Well, hopefully they're just kind of, what does the streak mean for them at this point? They're not making the playoffs. So just lay down and die and give us this win. Jay Snow, I forgot you actually got to interview him. Yeah, hopefully get him back on for part 2 soon. He's been very busy with his new career as a GM and a coach. Jay Snow, Crosby's willing the Penguins right now. He can't just let them roll over and die. I mean, they're pretty much done. I can't see, it'd be multiple miracles for them to make the playoffs. Rob, I went to the Maple Leaf Gardens the year before they moved it. It was awesome. What year did it move? Rob, our pipeline in Utica needs to improve for the future. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing how it's failed us in terms of, well, it's not really Utica. It's more of the Devils drafting in recent years. But, yeah, how Utica, the forwards are just non-existent. How do we not have any forwards to bring up? I mean, we brought them up, and then we immediately would either send them back or bring up a different forward, and no one's stuck all year. Devil Heaven, Hataka looking good, hard breaking the D lineup. I thought we would see him as well at some point, Hataka, and then we went out and traded for Dumoulin and Cholowski. It is all kind of mind-boggling stuff, in my opinion, that makes it very odd. Where are we as a franchise? Mike K, overall experience going to the game. Yeah, Nashville's definitely up there. I do like Boston and TD Garden because there's some great food close to TD Garden. I love the North End. It's all the Italian stuff, so that's awesome. So Boston is always a favorite of mine. Nashville, I thought was very good, obviously with Broadway and all those bars and all the rooftop bars. That's very cool. So that's a great experience. Vegas was awesome. Those would probably be my top ones. Vegas, Nashville, and Boston. Those are probably my favorites I've been to. I haven't been to a ton, but I've been to a good amount. Jeff, haven't the Devils won a ton of games in a row at Pitt? I don't know offhand, but it feels like it. I think so. I think it was some ridiculous number, actually. It's not easy to find. Let's put the nail in Crosby's playoff pick. I think they put the nail in themselves. It doesn't seem like there's a real, outside of hoping and dreaming. I mean, they're 6 points out of the second wild card spot. 6 points out, and from Columbus, and Columbus has 3 games in hand on them. So you're talking about, that's insurmountable. The Penguins are done. Penguins are officially done. Vegas is such a fun arena. Never hit up Nashville. Highly recommend it. Tons of bars, tons of great barbecue. I would like to go back to Nashville. I think this year, I forget why I couldn't. It was in February. I would like to go there when it's, I guess in reality, most of it, the weather is going to be hit or miss in like a warmer month. Nashville playoffs. The playoff atmosphere in Nashville must be awesome. I'd imagine that's a real good time. Yeah, and when they went to the finals, I remember seeing some of the videos. It was pretty wild down there. That had to be fun to experience for all the Preds fans. The Predators Stanley Cup Finals appearance. Sheesh. That had to be quite the ride. What time does this thing come on ABC? Devil Heaven, Dumoulin and Cholowski, better moves than Hataka, but in time, yes. I thought Hataka looked pretty good in the couple games he played last year, and I thought this could be a year where if injuries occurred, he would get in the lineup more regularly. And it turns out, no, that's not the case. And then we trade for guys. I'm kind of at a loss trying to figure out, who's kind of the next guy up at multiple positions, because I don't think it's too clear cut. Rob, 98-99 was the last season at Maple Leaf Garden, and they moved to Air Canada or whatever it is now. Yeah, okay. I thought it was somewhere around there. The Air Canada Center. Jason, no, Ace, we win today. You got to rip like 4 shots in a row. Maybe. Brendan plays Texas barbecue, and my friend's barbecue can't be beat. Turkey London broil is just, I love it so much. Nothing better than barbecue and Devils hockey by the pool. Are you in Texas, Brendan? I like barbecue. Jeff, Penguins are 1-7-2 against NJD in their last 10 games. Their one win was in Pitt April of last year, but there was a long run going into early 2022 when they were winless. Yeah, I mean, keep it going. We own these folks. Southern barbecue is amazing. Devil Heaven says it's time to use picks in some of the prospects pool. I agree, but we don't have a ton of forwards kind of in the system, which is why we had to make some acquisitions that weren't that exciting, in my opinion. If you're bringing in guys like Dumoulin and Cholowski, where's our depth? It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Carolina's hot. They've won 6 straight. Wow. 6 in a row? Shit. Well, I don't think we're catching them anyway. But 6 in a row it's pretty wild. Six in a row. Brendan, no, I'm from Vancouver, but I come to NJ in the summer and frequently for family. Okay. Was raised as a little kid in NJ. I can't wait for Yegorov. He is going to be a beast. Yegorov is going to be an absolute beast. I do think he's going to be the next future, franchise goaltender for the New Jersey Devils. He might have to be the 1B guy for a year or two, depending on when he comes over. But I think when all the dust settles, he is going to be the next long-term starter. He looks that good, and he's super young, very big. I think the sky is the limit for Yegorov, and I do think he's going to be a monster. I really do. I have faith. I have faith in the kid. What time does... I'm trying to see what time the coverage starts. Oh my God, soccer's on ABC? NWSL Soccer? What the hell is NWSL Soccer? Oh, it's the National Women's Soccer League. Yeah, so there really is no pregame of any kind. I'll definitely... Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I hate nationally televised games. I just want... I wish even when they did the nationally televised games that they would still have like Dano and Sal like in the MSG broadcast studio doing a show. Would be cool. Would love to see Chico and Maddie incorporated into that as well. Direwolf, Jesper Bratt, get on my back. Tour will continue. He's going to go on a heater and hit 100. Book it. 100. Ooh, let's take a look. That's going to be... I mean, that's pretty lofty. You're talking about he has 15 games left to get 24 points. Yeah, you're talking over 1.5 points per game. I hate to say it. I'm taking the under on that. That would just be, and that you're expecting really Superman level stuff. I understand he's had 3-point games in his last 2, but he had 2 zeros before that. Yeah, he needs 24 and 15 games. You're talking about 1.6 points a game. It's a lot, man. Huh. I would love to see him do it. It would just, for that stretch, that'd be an insane run. It would be an insane run. And to think, like I said, he had back-to-back 3-point games to even get to that point. To even make him needing 1.6 is a lot. Garrett needs CBJ to smash New York tonight. New York Rangers tonight. Don't want New York Rangers in the playoffs. I really don't care who wins those games as long as it's not a 3-point game. It's got to end in regulation. Devil Heaven says Yegorov, Salayev, Gritsuk. Yeah, these are future exciting pieces for sure. Rob, have you gone to any Utica games? I went to a few River Rats games back in the day. I went to a Comets game. I want to say, I think it was 2 seasons ago. It's kind of far for me. As is Adirondack. I do wish our minor league affiliates played closer. I would go to way more games. But it sucks that they're kind of far. Yeah, ABC, Jeff, ABC looks like it's coming on the air at 3 o'clock, so they'll probably do 5 to 10 minutes of pregame stuff, but it's never anything substantial. Jay Snow, I think Malik will be here next year, and hopefully Hamanaho and Gritsuk also come over. It's interesting. Malik is supposedly having a really good season. I think he'll either be in the starter in Utica or fight for the backup role. I just have the sneaking suspicion that Allen's back here next year, if I'm being honest. If I am being honest, I think Allen is back because I think the Devils are kind of obsessed with veterans. It just is what it is. I do think they like to have that kind of emergency blanket. Because if Markey goes down and you're relying on a young guy, not to say that Dawes can't do it, but let's just say hypothetically it was Dawes. If Markey goes down and then Dawes struggles with an increased workload, I feel like there's a lot of PTSD probably on Fitzgerald from how the goaltending went last season. But again, that was brought on himself, I believe, self-inflicted. To watch the team drown with bad goaltending all season and not bring one in until deadline day when it's way too late, it is what it is. But I also would like to see the team start moving towards one of the young goalies to be part of the tandem for the future when Markey's gone, which could be after next season. So it is a very interesting kind of scenario to see how it all plays out. Jeff says Bratter isn't hitting 1.6 points per game the rest of the way. I mean, that would be crazy, right? For a stretch of that kind, 15 games to go 1.6 points a game, I would love to see him get 100 points. It would be sick. But that's just asking for a lot of production each and every game. Huskan changes Super Brat. Jeff, I see him finishing with 92, 95 max if he stays hot. I think somewhere in that range is probably about fair. About a point a game. A point per game is a lot different than 1.6. Vic says, I'm sure the Columbus-New York Ranger game won't end in regulation. Well, I certainly hope that it does, because 3-point games between those two are absolutely killer for the Devils, trying to protect our lead against them. Just end it in regulation. Whoever wins, I don't care. But just keep it to a 2-point game without that third being awarded. That's massive. Massive. What time is it? 2:10? Ryan, did you ever watch the Trenton Titans at Sun Center? I did not. I did not watch the Trenton Titans. Trenton's not that far from me, but it's not that close either. It's nowhere near as far as the Glen Falls, New York, and Utica hike. But I've always followed them somewhat, not in depth, but just kept an eye on them. But Albany River Rats will forever be my favorite Devils AHL affiliate of all time. Back in the day, I did go to a Lowell Devils game, which is a little bit outside of Boston and Massachusetts. That was fun. I'm trying to think. Did I go to any other ones? Devil Heaven says, I think Gritsuk is on his way now. On his way to what? He'll be here hopefully for next season, but I think there's no chance of seeing him at any point this year. People were bringing that up, but I think that's kind of a moot point. Vic says, I was thinking Allen will retire after this year. I don't think so, Vic. I think he will certainly keep playing somewhere. When you're performing the way he is now, and you want to play, not only do you want to play, but that's also money in your pocket. I can't see him stopping after this season. Could be wrong, but I can't see it. Jason says, I don't think Fitz got Gritsuk to sign. No, we would have heard about that. It's a thing for next season. Dan B, I'm feeling a Meier goal tonight. I would love a Timomeier goal. The march of Meier continues. He did not register one last game, so now he owes us one tonight. I think that's the way it works. Didn't get one last game. You owe us one tonight. Trying to see if anything else is happening. Golden Knights beating the Sabres. I fought all the AHL teams since the original Utica Devils right through. Very nice. It's crazy to look back and see some of the photos of like the great Martin Brodeur, like making crazy saves in that Utica jersey. What a historic franchise for sure. And it's crazy that they're back now in Utica as the Comets, obviously, versus not the Devils. But it would be nice if I guess they won't do it because people get up in arms. But it would be nice if they made them the Utica Devils again. Mike, crazy how good Crosby still is at his age. Absolutely. Crosby is an absolute monster. He's basically a point a game guy. Let's see. I don't know what his exact. And at the age of 37, almost 38, wild. Oh, I'm sorry. Disrespect to Sid. He's over a point a game this year. Still. 72 points in 66 games. Ridiculous. As a 37-year-old. Unbelievable. Completely unbelievable how good Sid still is. Devil Heaven, still 3 hours for me to Adirondack Thunder. Oof. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think it's around that for me, maybe even a little more. I went to the I went to 2 playoff games last year. Saw Isaac Poulter in net. And he won a game 7 in the first round. It was an awesome game to be at. Shout out to the Adirondack Thunder. What a year they had last year. Dire Wolf, while on the subject of Bratt, I don't want him traded for anyone, not even Brady. I want him to be a lifer. Potential best draft pick in franchise history, homegrown, genuine superstar. I mean, that's a fair request. Lowell Devils logo is my favorite. I do have a Lowell Devils jersey, but it's not easily accessible. It might be stored off site. I forget. I think it's a Berg Force. Devil Heaven, I'm a half hour from Binghamton. We always had AHL hockey here until we lost the Binghamton Devils since 22. Huh. How many people would go to those games? I always wonder how some of these teams even exist with like the lack of attendance and stuff. Or I wonder if NHL teams are just paying, like if they just pay the losses of the team, because arenas can't be cheap to operate between all the people that work there and stuff and the maintenance. Like it is a shame. I would love some minor league hockey teams to be closer to where the Devils play. It's just, the economics of it makes it very hard for teams to pull it off. Mike, hey, Ovechkin is breaking the record, but I feel like people don't love Ovi. Maybe it's just the Russian thing. That probably plays into it. I've always liked Ovechkin. A skill guy who smashes people and just leaves it all out there. I always loved Ovi. Always a big fan. Russian machine don't break. Mike, hey, Marner is 7th in the league in points. I'm not sure you should write him off so quickly for being soft. Oh, Mike, then you don't watch him play. He's completely soft. I want no part of Marner, and especially at the money he's going to want. A hard pass. Now, would he be a good addition for some other teams that could kind of, not be as, I don't know what the term would be. He's a redundant player on our team. We have too many players that have the same limitations as him, in my opinion, and I would want no part of him for that kind of money. Now, if it was like some bargain deal which, in a fantasy world, you get him for $10 million. I think he's going to get $12 to $15 million, 12 to 14. Yeah, he's going to get somewhere in the 12 plus range for sure. Rantanen signed for 12 in a tax-free state. Marner probably will get 14, 15 from somewhere. And listen, he's a great player. I just don't think he's the player the Devils need, and especially at the money he's going to want. I just don't see it as a good fit for the Devils. Let me flip around here. Reaper, I'm an hour 35 away from the Devils, living outside of AC. Oh, what do you live in, like Ventnor or Margate or somewhere over there? Man, I haven't been to Atlantic City in a minute. I'm an AC guy. I'm not gonna lie. Love playing some cards. It's been too long. I'll find my way down there for something soon. I'll find a good excuse to go. Probably after the season, though. Keeping up with the Devils, how much better do you feel about our playoff chances now compared to when the Winnipeg game was over? How much percentage more? Oh, I don't know how much percentage more, but obviously it's night and day. You're talking about on the day of the deadline where we literally did nothing of substance and then get crushed 6-1 at night. In the moment, it felt like the playoffs were impossible. I mean, it felt like that. It felt like one of those demoralizing losses that cripples and ends a season. That's what it felt like at the time. To then go on and win, 3 games in a row afterwards. Obviously, I like our chances much better than I did after that game. That was like a low point of life. That was a very damaging game especially to be at it. I was there. Devil Heaven, I miss AHL hockey here, but I'm close to a bunch of AHL barns. Okay. Skyler, let's see if we can play a clean, structured 60-minute game today. They don't have any goaltending, so I want to see some offense. And hopefully we capitalize on power plays should we get them. Last game 0 for 3, and it could have been – I thought it was going to come back to haunt us, and at the end of the game, you say, this is a game that the power play lost for you. I thought that was a very good possibility to go 0 for 3, and then once we were down. But power play got to pick it back up. Would like to see – I don't expect probably to see anyone new given a shot, which is unfortunate. But we have the talent. We have the guys. They just got to find a way to play better. Obviously, hoping Luke has a way better game than he did last game. Luke seemed to be struggling out there, in my opinion. And I think a lot of other people I saw commented on it online as well. Whether it was passes or receiving passes or clearing attempts, it was just a sloppy game. Hopefully that's tightened up, and hopefully the power play gets going should we get the opportunity tonight. F. Marner, terrible pickup. I agree. It would just be a bad pickup. 2 years and 2 months since the last 4-game heater. Yep, January of 2023, guys. It's been a while, and by a while, I mean an eternity. A complete eternity. Marner, too much drama. Jeff says, leaving politics out of it, there's nothing I hate about Ovi. Some people didn't like his excessive goal celly here and there early in his career or the flashy yellow laces, but he's got personality. Oh, for sure. For sure. Jeff says, love his passion. Crazy man, let's come out of this on a 4-game win streak. We need it. We need it so badly for so many reasons. I am hoping it happens, and it would be phenomenal. Chowski, Ace, do you think it's weird to buy a Kobe jersey? Are you talking about Kovacevic or Ilya Kovalchuk? I need clarification because people were calling him Kobe too, which I don't like, by the way, because it is just confusing. Mike K, you might not hate Ovi, but if this was Crosby breaking the record, I think it would have more press. Personally, think the NHL hasn't done enough marketing with the record. I don't think the NHL does good marketing with anything, quite frankly, if I'm being honest. Even the Four Nations kind of had subpar marketing, in my opinion, leading up to it. And then after some of the viral moments it gave, it kind of marketed itself. But leading up to it, I don't think the casual sports fan even knew what the hell was going on with Four Nations. So I do think it's just kind of something the NHL needs to figure out and get better at, and marketing in general. Devil Heaven, hey Ace, how is Jersey City and Hoboken to live? I would say expensive and cramped. They're basically cities right outside of New York City on the Jersey side that tons of people who commute to New York City, they'll live there and do the commute. So it's very expensive. It's, it's not for me. I'm a suburban guy, but I occasionally will go out in one of those places, but very, very rare. Mike K says we're making the playoffs. Keeping up the Devils, need the Rangers to win because Blue Jackets have a game in hand. Dire Wolf, with Covey retiring, what's your favorite Covey Devils memory? Minus him beating the hell out of young Braden Schenner, the gorgeous power play goal against the Rags. Favorite Covey Devils memory? I mean, it's probably just pretty much the 2012. I would just say the 2012 playoff drive, the playoff run as a whole. And him being a good part of it. But the fight when he flattened Shen definitely is one that sticks out, obviously. And honestly, his first game as a Devil was crazy. We were down against, I think it was the Maple Leafs, and had like a crazy third period comeback. That was crazy. That one, his first game, honestly, might be one of the more memorable ones to me. It was kind of crazy. Amagi, did you see a bunch of people on the Devils, on the R Devils Reddit recommended your YouTube channel to a new Devils fan? I did not. I'm not a Reddit guy. I end up on Reddit randomly, not Devils related, but like a lot of times when you Google stuff now, like about, if you're trying to fix something or just random things that you would Google, a lot of times people talk about it on Reddit. So like I kind of end up on Reddit here and there as a result of that, but I'm not like I'm not a Reddit user or whatever you want to call it, but that's interesting. I guess that's cool. Yeah. Devil Heaven 77 grew up with the Binghamton Whalers, early mid 80s AHL. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, again, I'm fortunate to be close to the Devils, but it would be cool if the AHL team was close by too. Salvatore, Obi was the reason everyone on my Pee Wee team wanted yellow laces. Did you guys get the tinted visors too? Mike K says, yeah, just tape over the Kovalchuk part. Chowski says, Kovalchuk. So some people will say it's weird. I won't say it's weird. I mean, Kovalchuk was an era. Do I think there's other players more worthy of getting a jersey of? 100%. But if you liked Kovalchuk, get the jersey. I mean, that was an era of Devils hockey. Put it this way, and I hate to be this guy, Kovalchuk has won more playoff rounds as a Devil than anyone on the Devils roster right now. Think about that. Let that sink in. Kovalchuk has won more playoff rounds as a Devil than any single guy on the Devils roster today. Enough said. Crazy man, who do you want the Devils to go after in the offseason? One big move in the offseason can make the Devils take that step next year. We are very close. I think it just depends on who's truly available. If you're talking about trades or unrestricted free agents, it's a little different. But I just want an impact player. There's tons of guys out there. I the other night I said I would love Jamie Benn, even if he's older. I would like some of these older dogs for a couple years. But I think a lot of them are going to end up re-signing with their current teams. But, Duchesne, Jamie Benn, there's a bunch of other ones. I still would be very interested in Ryan O'Reilly if we could get him in a trade. I don't think there's any shortage of guys. It's just go out and get one, preferably one that's a little bit of a dog. I do favor the heavier, edgier, more violent guys. I want junkyard dogs. I want warriors, and I do think there's plenty of them out there. And so I would just like to see, one of them brought in. But I do think there'll be opportunity for trades in the summer for sure. Salvatore, I teach in Oakland, California, and my kids Only know about the NHL from TikTok edits. NHL can't market shit. And without creative fans, there'd be no fan expansion. I agree. The NHL has always been bad at marketing. It's because they're just, they can't get out of their own way, in my opinion. There is so much that could be done, and they don't do it. Eventually, hopefully it happens after Bettman that, there's kind of a new wave brought in or a new guard that will kind of buck the trend of traditional NHL marketing and the same kind of stale shit that they've been doing for years. There's no shortage of options of things you could do, in my opinion. And on a team-to-team basis, as well as the league, I do think there is tremendous opportunity to grow the sport, and they just don't do it. Slurp, Kovalchuk will always be a traitor in my eyes. Good riddance once and for all. And people are entitled to that opinion as well. Reaper Crew, Atlantic City's a good time, but I've heard Hoboken is a party city. Never been, though. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of bars and restaurants and little, shops and whatever else. I think it's overrated a bit, but I think most things are overrated. Mike. Agree Covey was a traitor, but honestly, he might be the most talented player I've ever seen wear a Devils uniform in terms of pure skill and skating. He's definitely right up there. Anytime Kovalchuk was on the ice, it was a hold your breath and watch, whether he was going to, pick up the puck in the D zone and take it end to end, or, sometimes he'd crush guys, laser slap shot. He had the sick hands in tight to finish. He was arguably the most at least offensively talented player I've ever seen on the Devils as well. He was must-see TV. Dyer, for sure that power play goal against the Rangers in the playoffs where everyone touched the puck. That was a good one, for sure. Yeah, Covey was a beast. Devil Heaven, I live 3 hours from New York City, would never live there. Fun in and out for a game, concerts, etc. Salvatore, Nico needs 6 more points to pass Parisi for 11th all-time in points. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's going to keep climbing the list as well. Again, it's going to be tough for people to pass Patty, but it is possible Bratter or Jack or Nico, one of these guys probably will end up the all-time franchise points leader if they stick around long enough. But that's a big if. With injuries, with free agency, with trades. I wouldn't mind if Patty kept the record forever. Legend. Love me some Patrick Eliash. Devil Heaven 77 loved Kobe back in the day, but shitty thing he did at the end. Who even knows the whole story? I feel like he may have known the team was in financial trouble and he might not get. There's so many things that could have happened. I don't want to kill the guy. It was unfortunate. We did get kind of screwed over, but that contract probably would have aged terribly as well. That a lot of people have pointed out. And so we probably did dodge a bullet to some extent, but that doesn't make it feel any better, especially at the time. It is what it is, but I can't, and I was furious as well. But it doesn't take away from the magic that he was doing while he was here. Straight magic. Jeff says UFA list is thin, trading is the way. I agree it's pretty thin, but there are some guys on the list that I think could be contributors and really help this team get over the hump to that, hopefully a real playoff run. Time is at 2:30. But we shall see, folks. We shall see. Free agency is going to be very interesting this year. I thought Fitz had a great free agency last year, but I also said my true kind of test or report card would come in the season. And for whatever reason, he's just not getting it done in season with the trades. But maybe, you unrestricted is where he shines. Devil Heaven says Parisi Covey was sick. Man, that was a great era. Despite never winning the cup, obviously, and getting to the finals, that was a great era of Devils hockey. It really was. It was fun. We were competitive. It's a shame. That 2012 run feels like forever ago. And it really was. 13 years. 13 years ago. That is nuts. That is completely nuts. 13 years. We made a run to the Cup Finals and lost to the LA Kings. Part of me will always hate them for that as well. Paulie Walnuts, I have a black ice Kovalchuk Devils jersey. Beautiful looking jersey. Haven't worn it in a long time because of the way he left the Devils. I get it all. I get all of it. I get all sides of it. But in the end, I was a massive Kobe fan. I loved him before he came to the – I've told everyone. I always liked watching him and Danny Heatley on the Thrashers. They were two of my favorite non-Devils in the league at the time. And then when we got him, and he was in his prime, he was just electrifying. So it's hard, and especially as time goes on, like, it sucks that the way he left and whatever. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I'm a Kovalchuk fan for sure. Chowski, Kobe was my favorite player during that era, and even though he betrayed the team, it's hard to hate him, at least for me, especially after all the time. Samuel, Kovalchuk was an a-hole. He pulled out retirement, but after signing the contract that screwed us up for years, caused Parisi to leave. If he had some loyalty, I would have liked him. Samuel, Hall has the skills over Kobe, at least for that 1 year. I don't agree. I just think Hall had a great year, and it was fun to watch, and he was a threat every time he was out there, but Kovalchuk was just different. Devil Heaven 77, is Vanderbeek broke? I don't think so. Michael, all these people calling Kobe a traitor seem to ignore Parisi ditching us to go play with his ass buddy and Minnie. Again, I can't blame him either. We found out his father was sick. There's a lot to all this stuff. These people are humans as well. Like, there's a lot that goes on behind all the scenes. But at the time, it was devastating for both of them. Kobe was dangerous back in the day. Jeff, whatever happened to that mansion Kobe was building in Alpine, I don't think he ever lived in there before he quit. I don't think he did either. And then I think it was listed for sale. Slurp, how about a mention for a true Devils hero, Mark Johnson, before my time, but shout out to Mark Johnson. I forget what year did Kobe sign. Google says he was trying to sell it for $11 million. The Kovalchuk contract signed. Wasn't it right after the we traded for him in 2010. I think it was that summer was the contract. Let's see. Yeah, he signed that contract in July of 2010. Which is crazy, too. This summer makes 15 years. The contract was 15 years ago. QQ, I wish Claude would stop being an agent and become our GM. He's way too good at being an agent. It sucks. You know how much cooler it is, how much better of a lifestyle it is to be an agent than a GM? A GM is a day-to-day grind. An agent is way easier and a way better lifestyle for sure. James S. Ace, Pavel Dorofeyev, drafted by Vegas, 79th overall in 2019. Check his stats. That's how you pick and develop players. My point is Fitz needs to get better at drafting. Yeah. The draft, I've talked about this in general several times. We've whiffed huge, and not even just the Fitz administration, even before that. We have whiffed big time on first-round draft picks. That's why I'm always in favor of trading them for known players, personally. Mike K. Dang, Kovalchuk's wife is so hot. What do you expect? Guy was an NHL superstar. She better be hot. Jeff, makes sense. I just remember it being huge and such a waste with him leaving before it was built. Yeah. Contract was nuts. QQ, Fitzy is looking pretty good right now, though. Not going to lie. Looking pretty good for what? Because the Devils won 3 games after they got smashed on deadline day? Devil having 17 years, 17 million a year had to come down to 15. Just Google Kovalchuk house. James, today we need to see less than 2 goals against. Playoff style grinded out prediction. 3-2 Devils. with Glassmeyer and Luke getting the goals. I'll take any win. So any Devils win prediction is A-okay in my book. Maybe 06, 07, and Kobe went back to Russia. What? Jeter Toker, winning a cup in 2012 would have made the next 10 years a lot less painful. Absolutely. Hi, kudos. Kovalchuk has more playoff wins than Palat. That's wild. No. I said Kovalchuk has more playoff round wins as a Devil than any Devil on the team. As a Devil, not any other team. Magi says GM isn't a grind when you're going to Blake Shelton concerts at the Rock the night before deadline day. Ooh, zinger. All because of someone posted that picture with Fitz the night before the deadline. He definitely was just at the Rock, quote unquote, working in his office or whatever, and was like, oh, let me go step out and enjoy a couple songs or a couple beverages, maybe, whatever he did. But the deadline, obviously, for your boy Ace, very underwhelming. And even if Cody Glass gets a hat trick every game, it means nothing to me in terms of judging how the deadline day went. Max, I grew up on Kobe, and don't get me wrong, I loved him when he was here, but after what he did, I don't understand why we're giving him all this love. Dead to me as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you could have that approach, but the reality is, just look at the last... just look at Devils history in the past since he's gone. What has there to been cheer about? And to not a lot. That guy was part of a team that went to the Cup Finals. Jeff, probably because he just retired. We're reminiscing on the good times, but I'm with you, Max. James, I wonder if Markey had a rough night. If Markey has a rough night, if we'll see Allen in half the games down the stretch. I hope Markey has an excellent game. Let's go Devils. Yeah, that's another big key to this game for me is, can Jacob Markstrom get back to, where he was, or will he get inch closer towards the guy we saw before the injury? That's going to be a big piece of this game for me. Would love to see Timo score. Would love to see anyone else score. Just score goals and win the game. Haikuda says, oh, that makes more sense. Ace missed that part. Samuel, how did that running away work out for Kobe and Parisi? I mean, I'd imagine for each of them it worked out in different ways. Zach Parisi was near his father who was sick until he passed away. Kovalchuk got all kinds of tax-free money in Russia and was probably treated like a king. Did either of them win a cup? No, but the Devils didn't either. Jeff says, right, Ace, no matter how Glass does, it doesn't change the fact that Fitz didn't really try hard enough, in my opinion. Oh, he tried, but he came in second, as he told the world. He came in second, and second place, not good enough in my book. Riot and respect, I agree with the negativity around Fitz, but come on, giving the guy shit over a concert in a building he was already in is wild. People do forget these people are humans with human lives. Yeah, I'm not, listen, you guys know I'm very hard on management. I'm not going to kill him for the concert thing. I'm just going to kill him for not getting anybody of substance on deadline day and then telling us he came in second. But I'm not bringing up the concert thing at all. To me, that's a non-factor. Jeff, or ownership, or whoever actually makes the real decisions. Mike, honestly, if Allen is the hot goalie going into the playoffs, then you have to ride him. It's going to be interesting to see how it's handled, right? I think it's a fair, it's a thing to keep an eye on. If Allen struggles, if Allen plays well and Markey doesn't, do we end up going with Allen in the playoffs? Wow. I never thought we'd be here even talking about something like this, but I think it's a fair thing to say and to keep an eye on going down the stretch here for sure. Carlos, if Devils won the Cup in 12, Kobe would have been the Conn Smythe winner. He was a beast all playoffs and played with a badly herniated back. Yeah, I remember Kobe just not being 100% and having to gut through it. Well, let me see something. What were his stats that year? He was a monster. He was a monster for your New Jersey Devils. One of the most fun players to watch for sure. Yeah, he had 19. He led the Devils in points, 19 points in 23 games played in the playoffs. Zach was second with 15 points. With 15 points in 24 games. Travis Zajac, number 3, 14 points in 24 games. And Bryce Salvador also had 14 points in 24 games. That was a crazy playoff for Sal. 4 goals and 10 assists for 14 points. And then followed by Adam Henrique with 13. Clarkey had 12. Dinas Zubris with 10. So on and so forth. Hi, kudos. Parisi, Suter deal was supposed to catapult the Wild into a contender team for a lot of years. Always fell short. Yeah. Never got it done. And then Billy G had to blow it up. I think he bought them both out on the same day, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of work Billy G had to do to turn that team around, and now look at them. The Wild are looking like a true blue contender. Kyle says, let's break the 4 in a row curse. Oh, let's go. Would love to break the curse. No better day than today. Garrett, Allen is hot, but Markey's the guy. Markey handles the puck better, and there's a true X factor. Markey can win us a 1-0 game. That's kind of where I'm at, too. But we have 15 games left. I think it should be Markey, and I think it will be Markey. But if it turns out that he really is injured still or hurt, that'd be unfortunate, and they would have to pivot. But I'm hoping that's not the case. Hopefully, he gets back to, right where he left off before he got injured, and is the guy, and gives us strong play and steals some games. We have to come out. We have to come out strong. Get the first goal. I completely agree. Want the first goal more than anything. Mike Raquel will probably score today, and I think this game will go to overtime. I hope not. I hope we just smash them in regulation. Jay Snow, I can't believe Sal wore the C. Yeah, I mean, why is it so crazy? Sal was the captain, veteran guy. I thought he was worthy in the where we were as a team at the time. Jay Snow, Pittsburgh has played us tough both times. This is going to be tough. James S., do you make custom gear with NHL licensing? I'm trying to find out my 18, 24-month-old daughter some gear, but there's so much junk online to sort through. No, I don't make custom anything with licensing. That would be cool to do one day, but I don't know how to do all that. I haven't looked into it, and it's probably more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. Jason, no, Markey's been great this year, but he hasn't looked sharp since he's been back. I agree with that, but the team also hasn't played great in front of him in some of those games. Hi, kudos, Ace. What was the deal with the Blackhawks goalie that we signed and retired a few years ago? Crawford, I think. Supposedly, he was like depressed about not being a Blackhawk, and then I think some shit happened with his wife, and there was a whole drama. It was like personal dramas that he had going on, and I think like he practiced like once with the team, and then essentially was like, no, I'm not up for this, and then retired. It was very bizarre situation for sure. I don't know that we'll ever get the full story on that one, but it's definitely one of the weirder things in recent years because he was looked at as a guy who could have really helped, shore up that goaltending situation that we've all complained about for years that really had no good solution with lots of just kind of plugging holes over time. All right. Anyway, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. 2-minute bathroom break, and I'm going to wrap this up. Throw out any comments, questions, concerns, maybe your score predictions. I'm going to go 3-1 Devils as my prediction. Throw out your predictions, I suppose. Any other questions, comments, I'll be back. 2 minutes, and then I'm going to shut it down. 2 minutes. Sal led by example. Jay Snow said, I didn't like Sal that much as a player to wear the C, just my opinion. I mean, that's fair. Crawford and our goalie drama injuries. Wow, 5-1 Devils. I would like to see that. Jay Snow, concerns we don't win 4 for the 100th time. I hope not, man. I hope not. 4-3 Devils in OT. I'll take that. Faces 3-3 Devils win in OT, so he's going with a 4-3 Devils OT as well. Jay Snow, 5-1 would be sick. Devil Heaven, I'm going 4-2. Devs, bring it, boys. Devil Heaven forever. How about a nice convertible win? James S. Rangers Jackets, nice if we could pull out win, would be in a great spot. All right, I'm just going to go 3-1. Hopefully we could, play lockdown defense, only give up 1 goal. I'll take 3-4. 3-1's a nice playoff type win. And that's it, guys. That's it. Devils looking for that elusive. The oh-so-elusive 4th in a row. I am hoping we get it. I'll be back after the game with the post-game. And I guess there's probably no post-game, so it'll probably be sooner than later. That'll go up in a couple minutes or so. Wow. Hopefully we're back celebrating 4 in a row for the first time in forever. Hit the thumbs up on your way out for your boy. If you haven't seen, I had vlogs from the past couple games, the Blue Jackets as well as the Oilers. If you're newer to the channel, there's interviews. Just poke around. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. Check it out. And that's it. I'll be back with the post game after the game. Hopefully it's a big win and we're all celebrating 4 in a row. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.